Hi again, what we have so far in our Kiwi app is the first page of the app, which I chose to name it as login screen. So here is where the users log in and sign up. And the login button has not been implemented, so is forgot password, and sign up button works. Now there's a few things what you might want to do next, such as, for example, you might want to do some design work to have some spaces between these buttons, this text inputs and this button, or maybe make these two buttons like smaller and just show them as links instead of buttons with squares. But you can do that, but what I prefer to do myself is first I want to make a minimum design, which means I want to make the design work. It's enough for me to see the buttons for now. I don't care if they are too big or too small. I want them to work. So I press the sign up button, then I want to be able here to write a username and a password, and when I click submit I want to store this data in the database. So I want to create a new user with those data. And then at the end, after I have completed all the functionalities of the program, I want to play around with the design to make it better looking. So in this lecture, let's go ahead and implement the submit button so that these data are stored in a JSON file. Right, so let's locate the submit button, which is in here, and add the onPress attribute, which is going to execute the root dot. So the root is the sign up screen class, this one here. We're going to execute the method of that class. Let's call this method add user. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that function, that method, add user self. Let's pass for now. So this method is going to get the values, so the username and the password values, and send them and store them in a JSON file. So where are the values? Well, we can access the username using root.ids. And here we enter the ID of the widget where the username will be entered. So the text input widget. It doesn't have an ID, but we can give it an ID. ID username. It shouldn't be in quotes, so it's just a variable. And then here you will write username. Now, if you leave it like that, and also get root.ids.password, so let's give an ID to password as well. ID, a colon, password, just like that. And then in the add user function, create some parameters. It can be username, password, so just like these IDs, but it's not related. You can have whatever parameter names as you like here. And for that reason, I would like to actually write uname p-word, so not to be confused with these IDs. And for now, let me just print out uname and p-word just to see what we have so far. Alright, sign up. Let's say u1 p1, some username and password, why not? Submit. And if you don't get anything, maybe we didn't save the Kiwi file. The Python file is saved automatically. Sign up again. U1, P1, submit. Yes, submit. So what we are getting in return is this, which corresponds to uname, and this is p-word. So these are the text input objects. Now, if you want the text that the user enters in these text input boxes, then you need to access the text property. Same for password. Save, execute, and I'll close this previous window to get the new one. U1, P1, submit, and now we get the actual text that the user entered. So that is how we get values from the text input boxes and send them to Python for further processing. So root refers to sign up screen, add user is a method in sign up screen, a root again is a sign up screen, class IDs is a property of the sign up screen object, which actually comes from the screen. So screen inherits it to sign up screen, and sign up screen has these IDs, which actually gives a sort of dictionary with all the IDs contained in the sign up screen rule. So in this case, it gives you access to username, to password, root IDs.password gives you text to the text input object that has an ID password, and then with text you access the actual value of that object. In the next lecture, let's go ahead and work with the JSON file to store this data in the JSON file.